Hey, what's up guys? We're going to be talking about the new Azamina cards. So when these cards got first announced, they released in Rage of the Abyss. They're this new fusion archetype that use illusions and spellcasters in order to make these really big and really powerful boss monsters by special summoning them through a almost like instant fusion. And it's really free, and you can use the Sinful Spoils card, so that means Wanted Poster searches out your extenders with this, and Diabellstar. So these cards are very good, but I think when first got announced, I thought it was at best going to be an archetype on its own or with Chimera/Branded. However, I think in general, when we see what's happening in the OCG right now, which we'll check out right now, so as you guys see here, we're at Road of the King. They do breakdowns for the metagame for the OCG. You guys see Snake Eye and Tenpai are doing quite good. 23 Snake Eye with 18 Fiendsmith Azamina Snake Eye. So that means that's most of the topping decks are just Fiendsmith Azamina Snake Eyes plus Tenpai. You don't really see, then you see Fire King also using the Azamina cards. You also see some other decks kind of splash it in probably here or there that maybe won't be listed, but I think the point is that the best deck is able to splash in this engine, and we'll show you guys what this engine does. It's essentially, you run 3 different cards. We will go over it. So you run 3 of the Sinful Spoils Deception. You run in this build we're running this build over here in the Snake Eye corner runs the Sacred Azamina. That's just kind of the engine, and then you run the Wanted Poster, which Wanted Poster is at 1 in the OCG. And so we see here how they kind of incorporate the Azamina engine. You run 2 of the fusions, and obviously the fusion is really this fusion Azamina Ray Silvera. It is an OMNI-NEGATE essentially, so which is really cool. Once per turn, if this card is fusion sum, you can add 1, and then, oh sorry, we're reading the wrong one. Silvera, you can only use the following effects once per turn. Quick fact, you can tribute this card, negate it to when your opponent activates a card or effect to negate it, which is really good. It's an OMNI-NEGATE, so, and you're able to get out really easily because you can use Sinful Spoils Deception in order to get into Sacred Azamina to special summon out the Silvera, because you can just tribute the Deception essentially after searching it, and that gets you free 1. And then also you see the both decks run here the Diabellstar Wanted package. And also the conclusion on here talks about how Rage of the Abyss has a significant impact on the metagame. Fiendsmith, Azamina, Snake Eye, and Tenpai, the 2 decks greatly benefited from the new cards. Also, because 3 Sinful Spoils Deception provide access to Snake Eye's Ash, so it actually does help the engine in Snake Eye's Ash. So I think what we're going to be seeing is that, and then also we see here with Branded actually doing quite well with the Azamina cards as well. This guy just went 6-0 or 5-0 with the 60-person fusion GS, or sorry, not. He went 5-0. I'm not sure exactly where, but he posted it on Twitter. He's been playing Branded, so he's a Branded brother from the other across the sea. He's been running the Sinful Spoils, this card, which kind of helps you recur your spellcasters or illusions, which is kind of neat because you could obviously get Diabellstar, the Black Witch, back, and Diabellstar, the Black Witch. I mean, we have in the TCG we actually have Wanted Poster at 3, but they only have at 1 in the TCG or in the OCG, so he's running just 1. It's a good enough package even with Wanted at 1, because this build also runs the Azamina Ray Silvera, which is the OMNI-NEGATE, and then the other one is just a really good extender because you can add 1 Azamina Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. So also it's good for OTKs because the -500, so it's not bad in that regard too if you need to go into something else, which is kind of interesting. He actually sacrifices a lot of standard stuff like unbranded, like no Titaniclad, no second Guignol, no Renbrum either, which is kind of crazy, no second Albion, but he makes room for it. Also, he's running the Tearlaments package, which I love because there is Grass is Greener. I don't know if it's at 2 or 3 in the OCG, but obviously we're running it there at 2. And then also we have things like Expulsion and Shadal Fusion. Expulsion just is crazy being unbanned, so he is running the Puppet plus the Sanctifier. That's why I'm surprised if we get it banned over here before the OCG does, to be honest. I'm kind of doubtful of it, and he's actually running the Stellar of the White Forest. We love White Forest Stellar. OCG kind of did it first, and then we started doing it over here. when I released my video on it. And then we have King of the Swamp, which is kind of cool to get into the Rokalos or other cards. So yeah, that's we see how it works in this deck. I'll show you guys kind of how the combo works exactly, but I wanted to kind of just talk about how this is going to be one of the most powerful engines in the whole game, because it basically gives every deck a better wanted package. Because if you haven't been paying attention, this is all generic. You know, there are no restrictions on any of these cards. When we go to run Deception, there's no restriction. There's no restriction on Zamina, and there's no restriction on these fusions. So I think at the end of the day, this is actually going to become, especially if Wanted Posters at 3 in the TCG, this is going to become a standard engine in any deck that can run it and can really like abuse the fact they're running a dark card. Like I could even see the new Alice archetype running this, even if they want it, because if it doesn't, oh no, they get locked into Cyverses, but I'm sure there's other decks that don't get locked exactly that would love to do this. So I think it is overall a better adventure package, because it does give you the Omni-Negate, and it gives you so much advantage through just like the +1 off of Wanted, and then it all pays for itself plus a body off of Diabellstar. So I'll show you guys how the combo works, and you guys can kind of like be the judge of like how good this is going to be. Is this going to be applied in every deck? But I gotta show you guys, because this is just like a 7-card engine, like no, 8-card engine. In the TCG it might be a little bit more. This is kind of optional. This was never a card that a lot of people ran. All right, so let's do this. We have Deception, so I think I'm in for, you know, purposes. We're just gonna go normal summon King the Swamp, go Deception, tribute 1 monster from your hand or field, add 1, or oh, I guess we could just do this from our hand then. We will just go Sinful Spoils Deception, tribute 1 monster from our hand, add 1 Azamina card from my deck to my hand. We will just add Sacred Azamina. And now I can go Sacred Azamina to reveal 1 Azamina fusion monster from my extra deck, send 1 Sinful Spoil. So we're just going to reveal Silvera. And then you can send 1 Sinful Spoils card from your hand or field to your graveyard for every 4 levels the revealed has. If those monsters are set revealed them, then special summon it. So because of the fact it says for every 4 levels you have to tribute a card, so as long as the monster is level 6, we only have to tribute 1 card, so we can tribute the Deception. And then we get our free Omni-Negate. So you guys kind of just see how free that was. Because this is just like I said, once per turn where your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you can tribute this card, negate it. At least it tributes itself. If this card didn't tribute itself, it would actually be the most broken engine ever. But the fact is, you do get an Omni-Negate for free for just like there was no normal summon involved, because Deception just says tribute from hand. You search Sacred Examina. It's really crazy. And then also things like, let me just reset the deck. All right, so for this combo, obviously we just need Wanted Poster. Like this, it doesn't get any easier than this. Go Wanted Poster, do your standard Snake Eye combo, and this is why it's so generic, because you can just run the Wanted Poster and it gives you a +1. So then you go Main Phys, or special summon Diabellstar by sending 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. I have no clue how we drew 3 Albion the Shroud Dragon, then go effect. I can search 1 Sinful Spoils card or spell or trap. I can set 1 Sinful Spoils card, so we can obviously just go into Sinful Spoils Deception, and then we can go Sinful Spoils Deception to just send the Diabellstar, which just paid for itself, and then you can go into Sacred Azamina, and now you can go Sacred Azamina, reveal 1 fusion monster, revealing either or the Rislago, whichever you need, or Silvera if you need an Omni-Negate, and then discard, or then send Deception, and then you can go into Silvera, and then you can obviously go Wanted Poster. You can target 1 of your Sinful Spoils spell cards in your graveyard, except for 1, place it on the bottom of the deck, and then draw 1 card. So we're gonna just, why not? We'll just put this to the bottom to keep recycling. And we draw a card, so that's just like broken. There's no reason why any deck that cannot run this engine will not run this engine. There is no reason why you should not, and that's why I'm very confident in like these lists. That's why I wanted to kind of just talk a little bit more about like the future of Branded here. As we see, like any deck can run this. If Branded can run it, I think any other deck can run it. We also saw the Road to the King here, where most Sinful Spoils or most Snake Eye decks, or any deck that is running the Sinful engine already, is going to be running this. And I think that more decks will open up to it as you guys see and more people realize how generic it is, because it's way better than the it's way better than the adventure engine, because there's no bricks in this, because they all pay for themselves. They all do something. It's kind of crazy. I mean, there's one brick, which is like the card that actually special summons, but that's why it's a one of, and you just search it most of the time, so you will not brick on it. Every other card is not a brick. One Poster is not a brick. The Bellstar is not a brick, and the Continuous is not a brick, so they all pay for themselves. It's really just absurd, and I think you guys should really be paying attention and like get these cards on release, because they will be very good. I presume a lot of these cards will be commons or something, but maybe, like, I think the Azamina cards, at first glance, they didn't look as generic, but they are as generic as they come, so you guys are definitely going to want to get a hold of them yourselves to try in your other decks. We'll see what happens with this, but I'm looking forward to testing Azamina Branded. If you guys want to see a video on Azamina Branded, I can make some duels, make some combos, and make some theory. Let me know. Let's get this video to 100 likes. We'll be seeing you guys later. Comment down below what you guys think of the Azamina engine, how generic it is. If you guys want more discussion videos like this, check out the links down below. See you guys later. Have a good day.